Hey everybody, Rune the Gaming Dad from the ARK Trade Federation, and today we're just showing you how to build a raft with a trap, just something I like to use when I start on a new map. So let's just get it started. We'll throw down our raft. First thing we're going to do, we're going to hide the sail. And then we're going to drop the foundations. We're just going to use a stone fence foundation and a pillar, and it'll drop the foundations. We'll pick these up, and while we place the rest of our foundations, we'd love for you to jump to the bottom right hand part of the screen and subscribe to the channel. Would really help us out. We'd appreciate it. So now, since we've got our foundations dropped, we're just going to throw some thatched ceilings on the outside. Then we'll jump in the water. And we're going to extend the foundations out. It can be a little tricky sometimes. There we go. Come on. There we go. And we're going to extend the foundations out. And then once we jump back on the raft, I'm actually going to use ceilings. It's not as aesthetically pleasing, but it does kind of get things done quicker. So we're going to pick up these thatched ceilings here. And then we're just going to use ceilings to go out one more on the side, and then one more out of the back. There we go. And you can still, with that foundation down, you can still use the raft. We'll drive it around. And then maybe I'll give you a little bit of a bird's eye view here. So it's a little bit of kind of an odd design, but we'll show you why here in a second. So you can only put 88 structures on a raft. So building a trap isn't necessarily structure light. So what we're going to, especially for what we're doing, so we're going to throw walls up here. And then we'll throw walls up here. And actually, we don't need that wall. We're going to get rid of it. But we're going to make this trap a little more compact, and the reason why, one, is to save on the structures, but two, you really don't need anything this big, especially if you're a newer player. You might not need anything really big. So next thing we're going to do is, off the side of these walls, we're going to place some ramps. And we're going to extend the ramps 3 down. One of the reasons is so if you're in the water, you can jump on the ramp to get back on the raft. But the other is if you drive it into the shore, those ramps will go into the ground, or clip into the ground, and then if a dino is following you, it'll come up the ramp, so you'll never be short. So there got our ramps here. We're going to do 3 more. And there we go. So the next thing we'll do is we will jump inside, and on this side, we're going to place stone door frames. That one I think is not aesthetically pleasing. So when you place structures on a raft, sometimes they will go a little berserk, and these snap points aren't necessarily exactly where you want them. So you have to, if you're on PC, you just kind of have to hit Q and make sure you get your way to the right part. So we're going to place them out here, so 3, just to match the walls on the other side. And then we're going to place stone door frames on this part. And as you can see, the little raft's a little glitchy on one of those door frames. Put 1 extra down. Let's get rid of that. Let's see if we can fix this one to make it look right. You can see it's just going crazy. I think we're just going to have to live with it for this build. So we're going to take those door frames up again. Reason why you do use door frames is because most dinos can't go through an actual door frame, and you can without a door on it. So there you go. So there's kind of your basic trap. And normally you would use like stone gate frames so to trap a flyer, but you can't put those in a raft. So we're going to throw a ceiling here, and what we're going to use is a hatch frame and a trap door. So the problem with a hatch frame sometimes, when I try to place it here, you can see it's just going crazy. You just have to place it to where these hinges are on the sides, not on the side where the ramp is, but on the side. The reason why is when you put your giant metal trap door, you want the doors to open this way. So if you run into the trap and the dino follows you, those doors open straight up as opposed to sideways. And then you can still get on top. So we're going to place some ceilings here. And that's kind of your basic trap. But the problem is if you have a dino follow you, especially a flyer like an Argentavis, let me get rid of this ceiling, which is what I like to use this for. If you run and jump in, the problem is the door's open. So how do you close it? Because you can't run around and close it. Otherwise, the Argentavis will get out. So one thing I like to use is a pressure plate. And before we put the pressure plate down, we're going to put up the walls here so the pressure plate doesn't hang over the side. So we're going to place our pressure plate. Get that just outside the door. There we go. And then we're going to go to the wheel and we're going to set a pin code to shut that door when we step on it. So we're going to set a pin code. I just use every one, no pin. And do 1111. And then we're going to run around the other side. And again, this is why having those extended ramps helps, because if you're in the water, you can jump back on the boat. And then we're going to set a pin code for the giant trapdoor, 1111. So now when I jump in, the dino follows. I can just step on that. It'll shut the door. If you want to open it again, you just step on it again. And again. So there it is. There's your basic trap. So works pretty good. If you bring in an Argentavis, it does kind of trap it in there. You can knock it out in peace and be good to go. Now we'll just kind of put the rest of it around. Just things that you, especially as a newer player, may want to have with you. So we're going to build some walls around. Now again, only 88 structures allowed on this thing, so we're not going to put a roof on this. We're just going to leave it open air. So I opt to put more stuff on my raft that I can use rather than a roof. We'll put a door here. There you go. So now, there's your basic structure. So now you can fill this in with what you need as long as you stay under the structure limit. So obviously a great thing to have is a smithy. So we'll get that bad boy in there. And then throw up some refining forges. So this can be used as kind of a mobile metal smelting raft for you as you move along in the game. Another thing you're going to want just in case things go wrong is a bed. So we'll throw a bed on here as well. And then we would just throw up some storage chests. And the nice thing is if you do use this as kind of a mobile smelting or a mobile metal gathering raft, you can just drop your Argentavis and your Anki right here in this little open area. So it does give you some room to work. So there you go. And I think we might be able to squeeze. We haven't really hit the build limit yet. We might be able to squeeze one more refining forge in here. Where is it? There it is. So you can put some more stuff over here, but I don't want to mess with the walkway in between the trap and all these items. Maybe let's squeeze one more refining forge in here. There we go. So anyway, that's your basic trap. So it's kind of a build I like to use when I start on a new map. You can still drive it around. You can still see. So if you just drive this up to the edge, you can trap any dino that you want or take it to a place where you can lure Argentavis in and tame them. So just wanted to say thanks for watching. Please like the video, subscribe to the channel. We'll see you on the next video.